Hey, okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create pages. So there's two main things about creating a page. A is how to create it and make content, and the other part is where to place it and how to do that. So starting off, I'm going to show you how to create a page. Okay, so it's very similar to creating a post. You just click on pages. The layout is the exact same as creating a post, and you add new to create your new page. Okay, so again, very similar, you just need to put a title. So I'm just going to say test page for the title. So that's kind of where the similarities end. I'm not going to be putting in a featured image, and I'm not going to be putting in the content in this area here. What I am going to be doing is I'm going to do this with Elementor. Now that's not to say you can't. You can still use WordPress, put your content in here, use a featured image. I just think design aspect, it gives you more freedom to use Elementor and it looks better. So to go into Elementor, you literally just click, and that will bring you to the new loading page for Elementor. Okay, so now that you're here, you can see the layout for Elementor. So all your key stuff is here on the left, all your tabs for images, headings, all of this kind of thing. So obviously you can see this test page title here. We'll be able to remove that at the end, and I'll show you how in a bit. Okay, so if you want to create content, you need to make sections for it. So to do that, you literally drag and drop to here, or you can press that button there and you can change how many tabs, like see this box here and here, that's just two. But if you wanted to say put 5 or 6 or have a slightly different layout, you just can hover over one of them and click. So for this, I'm only going to use one. So I'm going to delete this one box. Sorry. Apparently I'm not. So I'm going to delete that whole thing. Okay, so there we go. So now that I have one, I need to decide what I'm going to put in this. So generally I start pages off with an image. So you see the drops here or the boxes here, and you go to image and you literally drag and drop. You'll need to see that blue highlight, because if you bring it anywhere else that doesn't have that, it won't do it and it'll just go back to where it was. So drag and drop over onto, so it's a highlighted blue. Then if you want to click on this area here and insert an image. So for a banner image, you always kind of want a lengthwise image. If it's square, it's not going to look great. So I'm just going to use this image because I already have it in my media file. But if you want to add it, it's the same as doing it for a post. You select here, and this will bring you into your documents on your computer or your images or media. You literally can just drag and drop an image onto here and it will upload. Very simple. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this image here, insert media. Now obviously that's way too big for me for a banner image, so you go over image size and see what it looks like as a medium, and you can see what it looks like as a small. Right now I actually think the medium large looks better. So again, this is all visual. See what you like, see what you don't like. Again, try have images to a decent size. They look better and sharper. Okay, so that's the kind of border image done, or the top image done. But if you want to start adding content, you can go back here, and I want to add text. So again, I'm going to drag and drop this over here. I'm going to get rid of one of them because I don't want two sections on this, but you can have two sections if you prefer. You just hit that. This one, I can get rid of that one, and now I have two sections, and I want to add text. So you have text editor, just drag and drop again with the blue highlighted. For some reason comes up in a different language. You just delete that. I have copied and pasted stuff already. So I'm going to have that there. You can change a few different things. Like I said, Elementor, excuse me, gives you a bit more freedom on how your website looks. It's a bit more design orientated. So if I wanted to say, for example, change the text color, and I wanted to say have purple as my color, I could have purple there. And if I wanted to change the background color, I click on this for the background. Again, go into style, because this part is your layout, but if you want to change something, you go into style. So you go into background type, you're going to go into this brush here and go into color. You can also set an image at the background. I don't think that works great if you have if it's text heavy, but it, you know, again, it's up to yourself. So if I wanted to change this to black, it's obviously I'm never going to do that, but if I wanted to do that, I could. It gives you a lot of freedom to change this kind of thing. So again, that's not great. But if I say I wanted to change that to purple, and I wanted to change my text back to white, that actually looks not too bad. So, you know, Elementor is a bit more playing around with what you like and what might look good. It, like I said, just gives you a bit more options. So say for example I wanted text on this side but I wanted an image on this side. Again, same as the banner, drag and drop, choose your image. Say I think would look nice would be, say, the tree. I think that looks quite nice. You can also see that your banner image looks very close to your kind of text and stuff here. So what you could do to change that is insert a divider. So if you pop the divider in there, that will give you a line, but you can change that. So you can change the width and then center it, or you could put in a spacer. So pop that in there and then you have no line. So it really just depends on what you think looks better. So delete that one. So you have your spacer in here. Just gives a bit of room between so it's not so cluttered and not so cramped. And again, I normally put one in at the bottom as well. They don't have to be that big, just gives it a bit of space before you drop straight into the bottom content. Okay, so that's basically how you can design. Now again, there's loads of different options that you can do. It's just about messing around and playing with it, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like. Okay, so I'm going to publish this. Now, like I may have mentioned earlier, I would generally save it as a draft until you're ready for it to go live. That way you can change anything that you're not happy with. But because our site is still in maintenance, it doesn't really matter at the moment for me. But again, you just click up here and save as draft rather than hitting publish. Okay, so now that that's updated, there's one thing on the page that I don't like, and it's the heading. So we're going to go back to WordPress. So you just click always, if you want to leave Elementor, these little lines here down to exit to dashboard, and that brings you straight back to your WordPress dashboard. Okay, so because I've been using Elementor, that will normally come up as the first option to edit with now. Okay, so I want to get rid of the heading. So basically I click hide title from this item and update. It is that simple. Okay, so now if I want to preview the changes, I can see my test page title is gone. I have my banner, I have these two, and then a little bit of space before it drops into everything so it's not so on top of each other. Okay, so the other part of this is where you want your page to be. So if you go in here, if you go into information, say on volunteering, that's all your posts, or your leadership training toolkit or anything like that. They're all posts. But all of this, your homepage, your welcome, meet our team, they're all pages. So they look slightly different and they're a bit more solid than a post. But if you want to add to your menu bar, you can, or you can drop it down. I would recommend dropping it down unless it's a specific heading that you want people to see first. Otherwise, it's just going to start looking too cluttered. Um, so I'll show you how you can add it to your drop down menu or add it to the top. So we're going to come back out of that and we're in our dashboard here. Okay, so back onto your left hand side here, we're going to go into appearance and then menus. So once this page pops up, I'm going to go in to find view all. And there we go, test page, add to menu. Now, as this is my second attempt to do this video, for some reason that's still there. I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to remove that because it's confusing. Okay, so we have our test page automatically, whatever new page you put in will automatically come down here to the end. But because I don't want that to be a tab on the main page, as in one of these up here, I want it to be a drop down. So I'm going to, see the way if I move it, you can see the dots move side to side. That will place it as a drop down and that will place it as a heading. So I'm going to put it up, I'm just going to drag it up and I'm going to put it under home just so I can show you what it looks like. So you drop that in there, or like I said before, just, and if you want it to be, say, under the welcome page, you literally pull it up, you could just hover it over and it'll kind of lock in. So I'm just going to pop that in there, save menu. Like anything on this computer, it takes forever to do. Once that is saved, I'll be able to show you. Sorry about this. Sorry, for some reason my internet just seems to have crashed. Typical, the very end of the video. Oh, finally. Okay, so now that that's done, sorry it took so long. You're going to refresh your page. Again, to see any new changes, you need to refresh your page. And now, obviously, that's going to take forever. Okay, so now that that was refreshed, you'll be able to see that little arrow means there's a drop down menu for it. So if I go in here, test page, go into the page, then you have your lovely new page. So I'm hoping now that you can see the difference between pages and posts. Pages are what we have along here. Posts are what's in your categories that look like this. That's basically the difference between the two. So there you go. That's how you do create a post or a page, sorry. Thanks.